Concessions.
Mortal Kombat 2 is the sequel to the 2021 Mortal Kombat movie, which came out during the heat of COVID. So most people viewed it with HBO Max, even though it still had a theater release date. And I feel like this movie was trying to scrap everything they did from the first movie and give like the real fans what they wanted with Mortal Kombat 2. But it just didn't work. This is going to be a spoiler review. I'll just be talking about a few things that, happened in the movie that you didn't see in the trailers and things. But I'll talk about what I liked about this movie first. What I liked about this movie was that, I did like the fan lore of it all. We'd had stages of, from that were very familiar from Mortal Kombat 2. You had the pit stage, you had the acid stage, you had half of a stage with the pit. The pit where you do like the uppercut, they fall in the pit. Like, but the fight, Sonya and Sindel had a fight at the bottom of the pit, which I don't understand why, but that's what happened. So some of that looked cool, even though some of the green screen or CGI with that was very noticeable with some of these stages. But just I guess seeing them on the big screen is like, oh hey, they did a lot of things like that. Like even when the New Line Cinema logo came up, it was like in the Mortal Kombat font. Like it just got you excited for what was to come. But it was just the small things they were doing, I guess, for the fans. Even a lot of the characters' fighting styles were very familiar from the game. Their fight moves, even the way they move, it was noticeable. It was cool to see. The fights were good. The fights were very much improved from the first movie. The best fight in this movie is Liu Kang versus Kung Lao. It felt like an actual Mortal Kombat fight, from the game. And that's about it. It's that is about what and Kano saved this movie. Kano carried this movie on his back. Josh Lawson, who plays Kano, I don't know, like he must have been improv some of these jokes because he was quick with it and it was really funny. The amount of jokes that you got from Kano, you expected to get from Johnny Cage. Carl Urban played Johnny Cage. I like Carl Urban as Butcher, the boys, all that stuff. But maybe I don't know. He looked like Johnny Cage, but there was no Johnny Cage jokes or quips or something or anything like that. He was a retired Johnny Cage. And before I even did this review, I thought about it. I was like, why is there retired Johnny Cage for this movie? In the Mortal Kombat, I'm a huge fan of Mortal Kombat. See me in Mortal Kombat 11. We'll talk about it later. But like in any Mortal Kombat, he's still an actor, but he has his powers. But in this movie, he's retired and he's just now getting to Mortal Kombat and all this stuff. And it didn't. After a lot of time thinking after I saw this movie, it was just a lot of stuff doesn't fit well with me. Johnny Cage is all over the promos, the posters, the trailers, but this movie is more about Katana more than anything. She has like a serious storyline that doesn't really align with every other character in this movie. This movie's pacing is kind of weird. It starts off pretty quick with like, this is the tournament, this is what we're getting into, but then like it kind of just like stops and has like a weird side mission kind of situation going on, and it just doesn't. It's unbalanced, It doesn't match very well. It didn't feel like a story. I feel like the storytelling was bad in this movie. You got a better chance of like playing the game and watching the cutscenes of getting the story than this movie, or even just watching like a lot of the WB animations of Mortal Kombat. Those are a lot better than what you'll get from this movie here. There's a lot of character's disrespectful too. Baraka was like kind of goofed up a little bit. Like they just like they didn't downplay him as far as like his ability, but like he was like all jokey a little bit, you know? Like I didn't like that. Raiden, the god of thunder, is easily taken down by Kung Lao's hat. He gets his throat slit by Kung Lao's hat, and now his throat is glowing. He's gone for most of the movie. It didn't make much sense. And even Sindel, this movie's about katana more than anything, but my fiance helped me notice that she was like here and there and gone. Like they don't really do a real introduction. And for this movie to be more about katana, they have like more of a relationship between her and Shao Kahn. Then you get more of a relationship between Katana and Sindel. Sindel has a fight scene with Sonya, which is pretty cool, but there was no hair whipping throughout that whole fight scene. It was like the screen button was spammed if you're playing someone in Mortal Kombat. It just was like a lot of that. It was cool. Like I said, these fight scenes were cool, but like they just did Sindel dirty. She even died, came back to life, and then like after the movie was over and Katana's the winner and all that stuff, it's like, where's her mom? Where's Sindel? She was just gone. It made no sense. But man, oh man, your boy Cole from the first movie, you remember the main character from the first movie that they put in this one? Just like, I guess they heard the fans and was like, who is this guy? You know, no disrespect to Louis Tan, who is a great martial artist and he trains and he does a lot of this. He does this shit for real, but your character doesn't make any sense. I saw this movie with a bunch of people. My friend Gage, he tells me like, why make up a character when like you have 50 characters to choose from? It doesn't make sense. I think like Mortal Kombat Armageddon is literally like every single character you could possibly think of on the character select screen. So it didn't make sense to just make up a character. Now, what I thought was going to happen, even though this probably doesn't make any sense at all, what I thought was going to happen is that they were going to turn Cole into Kenshi, because I saw a lot of videos of him with a sword and all that stuff, but maybe that was just from another movie of his. But I felt like they had a better chance of him playing Kenshi than Cole. They didn't even put this dude in the game. I feel like they had 2 video game opportunities to put him in the game to maybe make his character a little more well known, but that didn't even happen. This character made no sense, and he dies in this movie. And if you hated Cole, then I guess this death is satisfying. But I thought they did him dirty. They just like kind of mopped him up, to be honest with you. But yeah, man, there's no structure to this movie. It didn't make a lot of sense. Like I said, the pacing was weird. It felt imbalanced. It was pretty awful. And I'm a huge fan of Mortal Kombat, but I'm sorry to say that this movie is forgettable.
Sorry.
Stick to the games, man. Stick to the games. Stick to the animations. Of the WB animated series they got going on. I think the last one they did was like a Kenshi movie or something. Stick to the storyline cutscenes in the video game, because Mortal Kombat movies, I don't know, they're not the best. Now, we all worship the one in the 90s, but let's be honest, it wasn't the best, you know? But I will say Liu Kang and Kung Lao's fight scene was pretty decent. But the storyline was awful. It ruined a lot for me. But did you see Mortal Kombat 2? If you have or haven't, please leave your comments below. Please let me know how you feel. Man, I love Mortal Kombat, but in this hurts, you know. But I am on the game a lot. You can see me Mortal Kombat 11 anytime. Let me know what's up. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Coop. I'm out. Peace. Oh, and follow me at Coops Concessions all over.
Coops Concessions.